It's game time. The Kid Gowie. Ravens Nation. All we know is purple and black. And if you're not a Ravens fan, Welcome to Baltimore, Maryland, M&T Bank Stadium, where opponents don't make it out alive unless we bury them. Every team be afraid of them, especially all the quarterbacks, cause our defensive linemen won't hesitate to leave you sacked. Let's take a minute, go back to Super Bowl 35. Domination was an understatement up against the Giants. Numerous touchdowns, they put up numbers, and it didn't take a nutritionist to see they hunger. Only stat Kerry Collins could get was interceptions. He must have thought throwing to the D counted as receptions. The pass was legendary, but don't sleep on the present. Our secondary make quarterbacks avoid that direction. You tryna run the ball, you better hope your blockers work. You can juke, you can spin, but your destination's the turf. This is a man's game, being soft will get you hurt. Watch the defense force a fumble and the fans go berserk. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go! They always win when the championship's on the line. So if you hoping that they failed, then you really wasting your time. Going as the 49ers, I'm pretty sure they remember when they made a comeback, but weren't declared the winners. 2 rings down, but you know they won't stop now. If the opposing D's caught slipping, you know exactly how that goes. That's another deep connection for 6 points in the end zone. The stadium goes wacko as Ravens put in work. Pittsburgh Steelers, that still curtain is looking more like a skirt. So tell me who they say is going to beat them Bengals. Who used to be the Browns until they relocated? Ravens, they are one of the greatest. There's simply no denying it. To beat them, bringing your A game's a requirement. With the youth of the team, I bet they still be dominating, even after the greatest linebacker's retirement. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go!
Yo, welcome to another edition of SCG Sports. A little bit earlier today, which is I'm all for it. I'm all for it. It's 9 p.m. here. It's bright as hell outside. We broke 70, by the way, here in UK this week or today. I guess this weekend I was in London. It was beautiful weather. So hey, shout out to all of you. Shout out to all of you that are here. Let me go a quick roll call here. Jason Moyers, don't even I owe you something. I know, bro. Terrence, Paul Masek, shout out to you, man. Sorry for I butcher your last name. Chris Griffith, Marcus, Living Legend or Legion, that Joker, shout out to you, man. That Pointful, Raven 76, Be More, shout out to all of you. Appreciate everybody that is here. By the way, if you're new to the channel, please hit that like, subscribe to the show. During the off season, we do once a week. Once the season starts, we do more content. I just don't like to force content during the off season because it's just at least I don't have enough to talk about for more than the one show a week. Anyway, let's get started real quick. I'm gonna start with this. Julio Jones topic is coming, but it's funny, we did a segment in the AFC North Talk, and if you haven't checked out the AFC North, please do. Please do. What are you waiting for? AFC North Talk is amazing. It's a great show. Not because of me. It's because of the other 3 gentlemen. And they make me better. But anyway, I digress. We ranked QBs. It was debate. It was a good debate for 4th and 3rd because Big Ben and Burrow. I voted for Burrow as a 4th because, it's I need him to show me more. I know Ace wasn't happy with me, and I off camera I talked to Ace like, yo, thing is, Burrow needs to show me that he can make it healthy. He needs to be consistent. And I said like, yo, after the first game, I might have Burrow third. He had Burrow second. The fan base, by the way, if you haven't followed AFC North Talk on Twitter, follow because we do polls. And Lamar was third, which I was like, damn, man, Lamar third. But in our wrong, I guess we don't have a round table, but the four of us unanimously, I can't pronounce the word, but you know what I mean. Lamar was the only one unanimous in one position. First, second, Baker almost got all the second place, -1 for Burrow. Big Ben got almost all the thirds, -1. They got a fourth. And Burrow got almost all fourth, -1, but he got a second. But overall, Lamar was the only concise on the one position, and it happened to be first. This is by Pierce, right? This is not by another Ravens fan. Obviously, I rank Lamar first, and I'm objective in all this rankings because receivers are coming tomorrow, and if you love the receivers for the Ravens, I'm gonna have my reasons, but you may not like my ranking. Again, you have to check it out. So saying that, think about Quincy as a Browns fan, rank Lamar number 1. Tony as a Steelers fan, rank Lamar number 1, and Ace Boogie as a Bengals fan, rank Lamar number 1. Division folks, they have the respect for Lamar. And with this, I want to transition to, because there's a lot of noise of this random dude put a quote of AJ Brown. I don't know if the quote is real. But by the way, if you guys found the video, you can put it here in the link below or in the live chat here. I tried, and I didn't want to tweet a lot about it because I was like, this looks like a random dude just saying stuff, right? Again, I don't know if it's real. So, but 3 other YouTubers in the division, they see Lamar twice a year. They ranked number 1 over their own quarterback. They ranked the number 1. And again, we and the AFC North Talk take these ranks pretty seriously. Like we put some thought, and we make sure that we are biased to an extent. Obviously, we all biased. We can't say that we're not completely biased, but we try to make sure we don't rank all our teams number 1, right? Because that would be stupid. It won't be fun to watch. So twice a year, boom, around the world, unanimously MVP. And they ranked them 1. Now, saying that, a guy from the Titans that currently is like, people talk about the Chiefs being the Ravens' rivals. The Chiefs and the Ravens are not rivals at all. And you guys say, Sonny, they're not rivals? The Chiefs and no. They're gonna start being our rivals when we can prove that we can beat them. Now, I want them to be our rivals, but we haven't have we earned the right to call them our rivals? If you tell a Chiefs fan you're our rivals, they have all the right in the world said, dude, call me when you have beat me. But the Titans, they're our rivals, and they're a little sour because the last laugh was for us. And look, I love AJ Brown. Not gonna lie. Dude is fantastic. Love him as a receiver. Love him. If you tell me him or Julio to be a Raven, I'll take AJ Brown. That being said, if the comments are right, if the comments are true, dude, that was way out of line. I can't wait to see you, AJ Brown, again. Can't wait to see the Titans. Because I can tell you this, Titans are making the playoffs. It's not because they're better than last year. I don't think they're better than last year. But that division is, in my opinion, a little bit worse. So I'm expecting to see them again this year. At some point. And I want to. Oh my God, I want to. So we go back again. Division. YouTubers rank Lamar first overall in the division of quarterback. A random dude put a quote of AJ Brown, which again, I don't know if it is real or not. Again, if you have found the video, please tag me on Twitter, put it in the comment section, or if you have it to have it here on the live chat, put it in. Calls Lamar a running back. Okay, let me say this. You can call him a running back. At this point, I don't care. Because Lamar is a running back and it's a quarterback and it's a football player. It's a weapon and it's way more than any quarterback in this league. Now, I love our receiving core, how it's shaping up. I love it. I love our receiving core, how it's shaping up. But last year's receiving core was not great. It wasn't even good. Patrick Mahomes would have done better passing numbers than Lamar. I will say yes. Will Patrick Mahomes would have made this team better than what Lamar did last year? I actually will say no. Because with a bad O-line, you saw what Patrick Mahomes had, right? And the Ravens had a bad O-line last year. And Patrick Mahomes small, not as small as Lamar. And that running game that we currently have, it wouldn't be as good with Patrick Mahomes. So, and this is no disrespect for Patrick Mahomes. I think he is the best quarterback in the league, but Lamar is the better player, if that makes sense, because Lamar has other attributes. Lamar can take this game over not only by his arm, but with his legs. And you're like, oh, because this is what I get for other fans. Like, no, only by his legs. Go watch that game. Poopy Gate or whatever people call it, the Lamar went camping, right? We were dominating that, or not dominating. We had a nice cushion. Lamar went out. They take it over. Lamar comes in fourth down. He moves out of the pocket. Looks like he's gonna run again. Horrible O-line, so there was pressure. Defenses freak out. If it was any other quarterback running, you might see the linebacker collapse. Defense freaked out. There's Hollywood, lollipop pass. But by the way, Lamar could have taken that for a first down. Not for a touchdown, but for a first down. Lollipop pass. Beautiful. The pass was exactly what it had to be for Brown, right? Not AJ Brown, Hollywood Brown. Easy touchdown. Easy touchdown for Hollywood. That's how Lamar can take the game over. And I'm convinced, I'm literally convinced that if Lamar doesn't get injured, that game against Buffalo would be over. And we could have won it, even with that pick. If he doesn't throw that pick, we won that game. Because think how trash, for everybody that wants to talk about, oh my God, the Buffalo QB, Allen. Everybody loves to talk about Allen and hype him up. He didn't have a great game. Neither did Lamar in the passing game, obviously. But to that point, Allen just threw a touchdown, or they just scored a touchdown. But they have moved the ball nothing against the wind. Nothing. Lamar moved the ball against the wind. Obviously, he threw the pick six. That was horrible. But the wind was going to be turning. We were going to have the wind in favor of us. And I'm pretty sure, remember, at that point we were losing what, by 10? Right? So the reality is, guys, the running back jokes or whatever, they're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep going. And at this point, at least for me, as a Ravens fan, as a Ravens YouTuber, I'm embracing them. I'm embracing them because my answer to that is, yeah, he's a running back. He's also a quarterback. And he is the most dangerous weapon on offense that this league have. Your quarterback can never run like Lamar can. And if there's another quarterback that is quasi as dynamic as Lamar, can throw like Lamar. Because Lamar gets a lot of bad rap as a thrower. And I get it. He doesn't throw as nice as Patrick Mahomes or as nice as Aaron Rodgers. But if you combine his throw and his legs, he's more of a weapon than those two guys. I'm sorry. He is. So is he a running back? Call him that. I don't care. Because he's a running back, a quarterback, and the best offensive player in the league. Hands down. Hands down. Okay, let me say this, because I see people texting already. Shout out to all of you. Yes, we're going to have calls. Let me finish with this now. Let's talk about Julio. And if you want to be on the show, what happened here? If you want to be on the show, text to 443-292-2237. By the way, it's funny because a couple of you, obviously not everybody that is currently here, but a couple of you texted me after hours. It's fine. I don't care. You can do that. I might not reply right away. You guys know I'm 5 hours ahead of the East Coast. But yeah, you can text me. And if I have time, I'll reply to you guys. Have no problem. Let me do some quick roll call here. Shout out to everybody that is listening. Don C, Roy Raven Smith, Mike B. Let me see here. And Raven, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming here. The go is here. What up, and Raven? Shout out to my guy. Love my guy, and Raven. By the way, super chats are available. And I'm coming up with some stuff for you guys to help the channel if you guys want, to help, keep growing the channel. I'll say this, if you want to keep helping growing the channel, because my channel was doing great, and then I moved to England, and my channel has struggled after I moved to England, just share my content and hit that bell. That way, when I upload, you can watch it, you can like it, and leave a comment. Just leave a comment. And then, got it. Marcus, yeah, I know. The problem with me and Joe, shout out to my guy, Jose Verduzcos. That's how he wants me to say his name now. Nothing wrong, because a couple of people have asked me, like, you and Joe had a problem. No, we're 8 hours apart now, so it's kind of hard to do a podcast together. But I do miss my time with Joe. Anyway, so Julio Jones. Look, a couple of things here. Is it true that Julio is being chopped for a second round? If it is, because somebody asked in the AFC North, Sunny, will you take Julio? I said, not really, because of the 15 mil in the first round attachment. Second round, it's a little bit easier to swallow the pill, especially if the next year is non-guaranteed money. That helps. The receiving core, that helps. They have more weapons, sure. But with Julio Jones, second round pick, and then there was a rumor they're looking for whoever the team has to add a running back. And then Ravens Nation, Gus Edwards. And some people are like, I will never get Gus Edwards. Some others like, hell yes, you get Gus Edwards. If Atlanta really and the Ravens are working on a deal for Julio, it will be a second round pick. It won't be no Gus Edwards. No disrespect for Gus. It's not because of Gus Edwards is a bad running back. It's because Gus Edwards is a free agent. And Dobbins a little bit more dynamic. So be Dobbins in a second round pick or Dobbins in a third round pick for Julio. And look, you might make that deal. Sure. You might make that deal. Julio Jones is a fantastic receiver. My problem with Julio Jones, and trigger for all of you guys that love Julio Jones, is as he's going to 33, I think he is, as injuries might start coming, as this is not a pass-heavy team, and we might demand from him a little bit more than just catching passes, maybe blocking, all that, how he will fit. And Julio Jones has been a guy that, very quiet guy, he doesn't talk much. But he will hold camp if he doesn't like something, right? He won't come to camp. Remember with D-Hop or somebody else got paid, and Julio Jones was like 2 years into his deal. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna play. He's like, yo, but you have a contract. Pay me more. So that is a concern that I have with Julio. He's not like Antonio Brown that yaps. But he will hold camp, and I think that can obviously bring chemistry when you have a guy that could do potentially that. Saying that, the $50 million obviously concerned me. And third, I think the Ravens our receiving core is good enough. You can argue with me all day, Sonny, but Julio Jones will make us eons better on the receiving side. I cannot argue with that. But I think what can make this team better instead of Julio Jones is figure out how to get a better pass rushers. Example, might be somebody there with a pass rusher willing to trade for the Ravens for a second round pick, right? And that will make this team better than Julio Jones will make this team. Just like that. Not that Julio Jones will not make this team better. Hear me out. I'm not saying that Julio Jones will make the team better. I'm just saying a better pass rush will make this team more better or betterer than Julio Jones will make them, right? And that is my point. Trading for Julio Jones will be exciting. Look, especially if we didn't have Sammy Watkins, I'll be all over it. And even without Sammy, I would say yes, not for a first, but for a second, and Gus / Jacob Dobbins, probably. But you say we need to upgrade our position, and we only had this amount of resources. I figure a pass rusher over Julio will be the trade to make, or the signing, right? Justin Houston's still out there. Saying that, and I know some of you guys might say, hey, Sonny, but we blitz. And they, look, that's going to be my defense always in the AFC North. We blitz to generate pressure, yes, but we put pressure in that secondary. And if Nua curses us out again, shout out to my guy, with another video how we don't have a big depth in the secondary, we will see that the blitzing might not get there because our secondary is depleted. And again, we put so much stress in the secondary. And I love with the blitz. And I love Wink. But if we can somehow generate a pressure through rushing, amazing. That would be amazing. Look, I'm rooting for Lafe away. And Premier Feet unlimited snaps is pretty good. Bowser has not demonstrated, but I would love for him to elevate. And if you have one more. Again, Justin Houston might be that guy. And this pass rusher might be good enough with the blitzing in secondary to generate pressure. And that's what we want. We will know by June 3rd. Let me just read some Roman comments here. Julio puts Roman on the hot seat. I think Roman is on the hot seat, Rory. We will know by June 3rd if we get JJ and Julio Jones. Isn't all his money guaranteed? Yes, for this year. I think if you trade for him, there's a possibility you can get out of that contract. What was that? 410. Shout out to you. Marcus says Jason Hensley broke down how a trade could work. Okay, so go check. You know what? Let me go get that. Here you go. Hensley. Let me go get that since he broke it down. Why will I break my head here and look how to do it? Where is it? Is it okay? I can't see it here, so I'm assuming it's okay. Playing Julio. Is that ESPN article? Okay, let me see here. Is that ESPN article? Okay, so I see. Jason Hensley offers the Ravens trade 2020 second rounder and the Chiefs 2022 fifth rounder. But it doesn't really say. Okay, Baltimore will have very limited salary cap. Okay, so I did not see, and I don't want to read the article here live, but I did not see how he breaks the money per year. So if you can do that, Marcus, if you can put how the money works per year, that would be great. Okay, let me go ahead and take some of these calls here. Okay, And if for some reason you cannot hear the person, please let me know.
Yo.
Hey, is this Zana?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey man, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear him? Please do. How are you, bro?
I'm doing good. It's been a while.
I know. And I didn't see you in the chat, so I'm surprised that you texted. So that's cool, man.
Yeah, senior year, so I've been busy.
College
stretch, so.
or high school?
High school.
Okay, well, good luck, man. Good luck.
Just finished up, actually. Finished with classes.
Oh, that's right.
But,
I'm confused because here, again, I'm in the UK right now, and they haven't finished classes. They finish at the end of June. But yeah, they...
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been watching the live streams whenever I can catch up, and I wanted to talk about a few things. One was Julio, and one was Odafe Owe.
Okay.
I remember how you were talking about how you weren't the happiest with the whole Odafe Owe pick, but personally, me, I kind of liked it because this is the basic, repeating like some basic stuff, but all the teams that could develop him would be the Ravens. But one thing that I haven't heard anybody talk about was how Odafe Owe, he's here to replace Judon. First, even though he's developmental, he's really good at setting the edge. He could defend the run. One thing at Penn State that he did, even though he had 0 sacks, he had some pressures, but he could defend the run. And that lets me know that we don't have to take him off the field on 1st and 2nd down. He's not just going to be on 3rd down as like a pass rush specialist. So I think he'll be able to see the field. And one thing about the Ravens is guys like Matthew Judon, especially, one thing that really got me mad about him was we put up sack totals, but a lot of those sacks were like open rushes to the quarterback because Wink was scheming him up. And a lot of times he would rack up these quarterback hits because he wasn't getting there in time. He would like be a second off, and then the quarterback would throw his check down, and then he would only get a quarterback hit. But Owe, with his 4.3 speed, he's definitely getting to that quarterback. So if Wink wants to scheme him up the same way he was doing it with Judon, where he would get free lanes, Owe's getting to the quarterback 90% of the time with his get off. So that's one bright side to Owe. So I think he'll be able to contribute right away if Wink uses him in the same mold that he was using Judon in.
Yes, a couple of things here. So the speed for Odafe will help, especially when you have slow-footed linemen, right?
Yeah.
Those, for example, a worse version of Orlando Brown Jr. always should eat alive, right? Because Orlando Brown wasn't the fast on his footwork, but he was massive, so it was hard to get around him. Odafe Owe, and I said this also after the draft, that at least I was happy that he was good against the run, right? Because usually rookies do not know how to set the edge, do not know how to attack the run, because all they do is look at the quarterback and say, I need to get that guy. Okay.
Yeah.
On blitzes, which is how Judon got schemed to be open, I agree. Our guys should get there quicker. My question is always, and Judon did this maybe 10% of the time, winning one-on-ones. How much he can win one-on-one? And again, I'm not even thinking about this year. I'm not even thinking about this year, because I give a pass to my rookies. There's a rookie curve. If he can be, and by the way, how this team is, Odafe always should be there 80% of the snaps. 80%. Dude is young, dude is fast, dude is dynamic. He should be able to cover a flat. He should be able to set the edge. He should be able to blitz, right? He should be maybe on like specific passing downs. Maybe you take him off and put Perel McPhee, which is a good pass rusher, way better. And hopefully he can learn from Perel McPhee, because Perel McPhee maybe can do it for like 10, 20 snaps at most. But what you said is correct. But the question with Odafe Owe is, can he develop pass move? Because the speed against a decent tackle doesn't do anything. Because he doesn't have those moves. He is all get up, and if the tackle just thinks about it a little bit, then Odafe Owe passes him by, and then he's in the backfield, right? But if it is a decent tackle and gets up in the snap, Odafe Owe right now, this is not he can develop it. He could, but right now, he cannot get off. because he doesn't have the move, he doesn't have the secondary move, he doesn't know how to bite them or bite them in and go out or fake the out and spin in, right? But that will come with time. At this point, what I want from Adafe is make sure assignments are there and then don't bite, meaning be the word is escaping me, and I used it a lot last year against Tennessee. Discipline. Be disciplined. Be where you're supposed to be. Don't do overthinking. Don't do too much. Set the run. Set the edge. Pursue the guy when you need to pursue. Don't overcommit. That's what I need from Adafio, and learn. Learn so next year you can come and be that guy. Hopefully that we need on the outside. But go ahead.
Yeah. With the Ravens' history, I think what they would, even more than just pass rushing moves, I think they would prefer him to be able to use his power, convert his speed to power, because goes from Suggs to Z to McPhee and even Judon, they all had a good bull rush. So I think that's if you learn to bull rush, if he gets better at converting speed to power and he got a really good bull rush, I think he'd be able to contribute right away, especially with our front seven. But I wanted to transition over to Julio, and I remember on AFC North Talk you said you weren't too big on Julio coming to the Ravens, but I remember I think it was 2 weeks ago on Wednesday when it was 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday when I thought about trying to come up with reasons why Julio shouldn't come to the Ravens, and most of the reasons are, one, we have a whole bunch of young guys, and my first thought was, the first argument I heard was there are a bunch of young guys on the Ravens and they want to see them develop. And my thing with that is the reason why you want to develop these young guys, the reason why teams are so good at developing or want to be so good at developing is so that they could get players like Julio. Because players like Julio don't come on the market. Mm-hmm. So if a player like Julio is on the market and you have a developmental player, in my opinion, you scratch whatever you're trying to develop and you go after Julio. And second, I think Julio is an extremely good fit for the Ravens because, well, in plain sight, it wouldn't seem like a good fit. The number one running team with the least pass attempts, why would Julio want to come over here? But with the Ravens, they don't need Julio to win. They need Julio to get over the hump, to get over the Chiefs, Bills, Titans, Browns, just over the contenders. And the thing about the Ravens is, the thing with Julio is he's always nicked and nacked. And the Ravens have a whole bunch of young guys. So, let's look at our schedule. First 4 weeks, I know we have the Kansas City Chiefs, but first 4 or 5 weeks, we're not playing anybody too serious. So, let's say against the Chiefs, Julio would probably take all of the snaps. But since Julio usually gets nicked and nacked, I doubt he's going to be playing too many. I doubt he's going to get many snaps with the Ravens, and that would be a good opportunity for the young guys to develop. So, I know we're playing Detroit early. Julio could probably play minimal snaps during the Detroit game. The Raiders game, it's week 1, so he'd probably play a majority. But games like that, he could play less snaps, and then that would give opportunities for the young guys to develop. And then when we need him against that 3-game stretch where it's the Browns, Steelers, Browns, and then Packers, that's when we would use Julio. And once we get into the playoffs, so we could keep Julio on minimal snaps. We don't need Julio to win, but against the Chiefs, against the Browns, against the Bills, we could use Julio then. So I think he's a perfect piece to get us over the hump. And I think the Ravens should just pounce at him. If it's a late first round pick, that would be perfectly fine with paying, because any first round or second round pick you're getting over the next 3 years, the chances of them being as valuable as Julio is slim to none. For example, with our second round pick, with our first round pick, we got Bateman. What are the chances that over the next, in Julio's 3 years that he's going to be here, or the next 5 years that we're going to have Bateman? What are the chances that over those 5 years, his value is going to even equate to the value that Julio brings in the 3 years that he's going to be here? So if it was a late first, I would be perfectly fine with taking it.
So, a couple of things here. Could Bateman be as good as Julio Jones? That would be a stretch for me to say it, right?
Even age.
But Julio, you see, the thing is we need to remember is Julio has been great in an offense that he knows forever. very happy, more of a pass happy offense that doesn't win. They had the 1 year they went to the Super Bowl, but for the most part, Julio Jones has been on an Atlanta team that has been a pretty good loser, I guess. With the Ravens, how can he be Julio, right? For me, if we bring Julio, I want a couple of things. One, mentor Bateman, mentor Duvernay, mentor Boykins as a big body receiver. Okay. Second, what I want from Julio is I need him to be a good soldier. And Julio, for the most part, is. But as I said earlier, the thing with Julio that people don't remember is Julio is not a bad teammate, or he doesn't talk much. He's not Antonio Brown out there talking. But what Julio does is, again, he had a contract. Somebody got paid. He's like, why won't I be the highest paid? It's like, dude, you signed a contract 2 years ago. No, I want to be the highest paid. I'm not showing up to camp. And things like that, at least for me, bothers me because I want guys to, or if you're in a contract year, I get it. But he was not even close to a contract year, and he did that. Third, in the case of Julio, I think he can bring value to this team. But that $50 million or whatever it is that we had to pay him this year, I think it's 15. The only reason that concerns me is because I think we can use that, but I want the Ravens to use it. Right now, they have about $9 million. Is we can use to bring some other player that we need. Remember, we have not even been to the cuts. They're coming when training camp comes. I think that's what the Costa's waiting for, the cuts, and see who they can bring. I think the Ravens want to bring Julio if the price is really right, meaning I think a second for them, it's not that it's too rich, but a second plus the money. For all we know, we don't know if Julio says, well, I'm going to get traded to X team. And as soon as I get traded, I want a new contract and I want my money guaranteed for the next 3 years. Well, that person is a problem, even if it is 15 mil guarantee, because now you have to put into your cap, you have 15 million every year. And you still have Mark Andrews, you still have Hollywood coming in, you have the biggest one, which is Lamar Jackson. So there's a lot of details we don't know. Usually players, when they get traded, they want to see, hey, you didn't sign me to this contract, give me a new contract. And Julio has not been a stranger to forcing teams or his team to get him a new contract when he wants to. So that's something that I think we forget, that is probably out there, that can not devalue Julio for bringing here, not on the field, but on the grand scheme, which is what the cost is supposed to think. If I bring him and I have to pay him $15 million a year next year, oh shit, I cannot bring Mark Andrews. I might not be able to bring Hollywood the following year. And as Julio is maybe not coming back after that, but I might have that money if I guarantee him 3 years. You see what I'm saying? There's a couple other things that we don't think about as fans that, in the case of the Costa, he has to think about.
Yeah. Few things. First is that with the whole Lamar Jackson contract, I'm just for the sake of argument, I'd say maybe he gets 40 mil. Would probably have to sign Mark Andrews again, and then those are the two big ones that I could think of that are coming up right now. Hollywood has 3 years, including his 5th-year option, and one thing that's big is Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams are coming off, so that's about 30 mil free, and then pretty sure the projected cap is like 202 million.
202 right now. I think it's 202 for next year.
202? Oh, I thought it was like a good 10 million above that, but it should go up a significant amount. You should get about anywhere from 20 to 30 million extra in cap space. So that would give us about 50. Yeah, it would be tight to fit Julio in, but even at his age, I think he's still a bargain for 15. And over the next 2 to 3 years, I don't see him falling out of the top 10 receiver conversation. And with Julio, I mean, for me, honestly, it's more of when I think of what he could do for us on the field, I mean, if the Ravens wide receiving core right now is still, bottom 20? Bottom 10, not bottom. It's in the bottom 10 when compared to the rest of the league. But if we were to get Julio, I think it would instantly catapult us to like top 10 or top 15. And I think that's the type of help that Lamar Jackson needs around him. If we get Julio this season, I think if we're not the favorites, we're tied for favorites with the Chiefs and Bills to win the AFC. And this, if we don't take this shot now, I don't know when we're ever going to get the next opportunity. I mean, for example, let's say Rashad Bateman, his high end, to get Lamar Jackson help, because right now, the only threatening players on offense is Lamar Jackson. Hollywood, you could say so, but I mean, we saw J.C. Jackson by himself just eliminate Hollywood, and Mark Andrews got a good safety like Tyrann Mathieu or someone, or maybe just have a linebacker and a slot corner cover him, and Mark Andrews is basically out of the equation. I mean, in our whole offense, it's basically just Lamar carrying us. And if we were to get Julio, it takes these offensive weapons to a whole different level. All of a sudden, we have like a top 5 to 10 wide receiver core, and that really just helps out not just Lamar, but everybody else. And I don't know if we're ever going to get another player, or if we're going to be able to sign another player that's on that level, because or if any of our players even develop into that. For example, Rashad Bateman, who everybody's super high on, at best case scenario, I see him having a Justin Jefferson type season. And if let's say we just hypothetically added Justin Jefferson to this offense, he's not going to help the offense the same way that Julio would. Okay. And that's I think that's the best that we could expect from Bateman in the next year or two, or maybe even 3 years. But what I'm trying to get at is, I think this is the best opportunity for us to take our offense to the next level. And I'm scared, with the whole DeAndre Hopkins thing, we're going to get close. And then a year later, we're going to be like, man, only if we'd done this. That's what I'm trying to get at.
I think if you get Julio, I think the expectation of the fan base is, great call. But the expectation of the fan base is, we're going to shift how our offenses work. And I think what the Ravens right now want is similar offense, because our offense was top of the league. Even though we were so bad in passing, they want a similar offense with adding passing game. But if you get all these weapons in the passing game, essentially you have to flip this offense, because you cannot say, well, we're going to keep running all these plays with all these receivers, right? And I don't think the Ravens are ready for that. To be honest, that's just my opinion. I don't think the Ravens are ready. I think what they want is to keep extending how Lamar plays well with the ball in his hands, if he needs to run, and read option, and adding some throws to it. Lamar was averaging 18 passes last year, I think it was. I think what they want is probably up that maybe to 25-ish, 20 to 25-ish. That's where they want to live. Some games 20, some games might be 25, but that's where they want to live. And if you keep adding all these receivers, essentially what the fan base, I think what they want is to completely shift to a more passing game. I don't think the Ravens want that. And this is why, again, I don't think the Ravens are pursuing hard Julio. Now, if Julio's there, as we would say in Puerto Rico, a precio de carne bomba, which is mean the price of spoiled meat. If the price is like that, then bring him here, because at that point, if it doesn't work out, you can just cut your losses and go. This is why, if you see how the Super Bowl worked, you see how a good pass rusher, against a bad O-line too, but it was critical for the Tampa Bay against Kansas City. I think about how the 49ers pressure Mahomes, and they couldn't do anything. The Ravens don't have that. I'm not even saying we're going to get close to that, but for the Ravens right now, they have a bigger gap on the pass rushing side than on the receiver for what the receivers are going to be used in this offense, if that makes sense. Yes, the receivers of Julio might go 15 spots up if we're going to just rank them 1 to 32, right? But that's 15 spots up. You will not see them utilize those 15 spots up unless they just completely shift how they do offense. On the case of the defense, putting a better pass rush not only will get it up, they're gonna utilize it like that because now you can blitz a little bit better if you can get home with this better pass rushers. And if you can blitz a little bit less, now you have more people in the secondary. And this secondary is already good. If you add a player, it's gonna be even better. So you see what I'm saying? So making this team better, where can you put players to actually elevate this team better? Can Julio elevate this team? Of course he can. But will be Julio in this offense again? You have to completely shift how we do offense. I don't think the Ravens are ready, at least for this year, to do that. Maybe in the next year or so. Versus getting a good, a good to decent pass rush, so you can get home. In the past 2 Super Bowls, that has been the Chiefs' Achilles heel, and we cannot beat the Chiefs. And I think the Ravens are trying to figure out how to beat the Chiefs because that's the only team in the AFC they haven't been able to beat from the contenders. Every other contender we have beaten, right? We have beaten, even though we lost to the Bills, we have beaten the Bills before. We have beaten Tennessee. We have beaten the Browns. We have beaten all the teams minus Kansas City. So there's one thing Kansas City has been having and a big Achilles heels. In one of those games they won against the 49ers, and the other one they lost. And it's pressure. When your front can pressure, not only with blitz, when your front can pressure, it's the winning formula against the Chiefs. And we won't have that this year, but we are way far to even having a dent to that. So putting more people and the outside rush, because the interior is pretty good on the outside, I think, again, we can agree to disagree, that is a better formula than adding another receiver.
All right. My bad. I've been on for quite a while, but just one argument to that.
Right.
One thing about adding a new pass rusher is, let's say we were to get Justin Houston or Ryan Kerrigan, even though he's taken, we'd get that type of level pass rusher at this point in free agency. And I don't see that elevating our defense as much. It might add one more solid starter, but I don't see it having the same impact that a Julio would. And with the Julio, I don't know if we would have to completely shift our offense because Julio, he would be more of a luxury. He would play minimal snaps. I don't see him getting too many snaps because
it all depends on your investment. It all depends on your investment, Zana. Because if you ended up trading a first round plus paying him $15 million, you're not gonna say, well, you're gonna be here limited snaps. No, you're gonna be my guy because I invested next year's first, right? Which is big, but when you have a team that's gonna start paying a lot of people, so those first round picks are cheap labor, and then on top of that, I'm also paying you. So you better be productive. You better play a lot of snaps. And I agree with your point with Justin Houston. But if you're looking to trade for Julio, you can also be looking to trade for a pass rusher. Who? I don't know because, I haven't seen if there's anybody in the market, but crazier things have happened, right? So you can be looking to trade for a pass rusher for a team that might be like, we either not going to compete this year or, we got this other kid and we are tied to the cap, so we're just gonna let this other guy go. That's my point. There's not a lot of pass rushes out there, but it could be via trade. And what you're looking to give for Julio, you might be able to get for a pass rusher that might actually, not that Julio will help your team, but I think the pass rusher will help you more.
Yeah. Well, that's about it for me today. Appreciate you having me on.
No, anytime, bro. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Peace.
And we gotta go with the last call on this Memorial Day. Shout out to all the men and women that have given their lives for us. Hey man, how you doing?
I'm outstanding. How you doing?
Hey, I owe you something. I know it's been hectic because I've been traveling today.
It's good.
I was going from England to my house. It's about 4 hours. So not England, London, and I was texting you earlier. So my bad.
Did you try the bagel? I have a good bagel out there.
I took the train.
Oh.
Trains. I was doing trains today. A lot of trains. About a little bit over 3 hours on trains today. But it's fine. It's fine.
Sounds like my normal commute in New York.
I know you love New York. I don't know if I can ever live in New York.
I don't know. It's just the best melting pot. It's good to travel though. But
yeah, it's fine. They have good weekend food.
Oh, yes, they do. You gotta get a plate. You gotta get a plate. Man, All right, no, a lot of stuff happened. Yo, first thing off the rip, that AJ Brown thing, to me, it's coming off as his captain on chicken Twitter. And even if it was true, I'm tired of irrelevant wide receivers talking about a quarterback like he's gonna hit you. Like, for one, stop. That's it. It's just corny. Okay, he's running back. Right. So what MVP? Shut up. Like, it's corny. Well, the guy right before, he had a lot of good points. I appreciate it. The whole thing with Julio. I'm not too big on Julio coming to the team because he, like you were saying, you got to get the money worth out of him. Like, he can't pull up, and now he's sitting there for what? You getting paid $15 million plus. You're giving up assets in the future. Also, I gotta see how the passing game scheme is gonna work now. Like, I'm hopeful. Obviously, I'm a Ravens fan myself, but I gotta see something. Like, I'm not gonna go and just count the chickens before they hatch right now, because it's like, all right, cool. Julio will be on one side if he's there, and then Pittman, Hollywood, Angels. It's a lot of ball to get shared around. That's what I'm nervous on, and I think people are having a little bit too unrealistic expectations on it's going to be returning it to Kansas City week 1. No, we still running that ball. I'm sorry. That's our bread and butter. We're going to stick to that first. But with better options at passing and the scheme, hopefully it improves. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I look, again, I want to make this point clear because I know it's coming out tomorrow again in the AFC North talk. I know people are going to ask me about Julio. It's not that I don't like Julio. It's not that I don't think Julio can help this team. I just think with the capital that you're going to invest in Julio, I think you can invest in somewhere else and it will elevate the team a little bit better. And it's not that Julio cannot elevate this team, but if you bring Julio, you have to shift how the offense works. And I don't think the Ravens are ready to do that dramatic shift. I think you're going to see them starting to do some shift this year and eventually in the next year or so, maybe do more of a shift, but not this year. And if you bring Julio, you have to do it because it's such a big investment.
Huge investment. I just think it's too much of a turnaround. I understand the new offensive wide receiver coaches or whatever. I get it. There's a huge turnaround going on in the wide receiver, like stuff like that. Like, I think you bring in Julio, it might stir it up a little bit too much. Like, you already got Sammy Watkins, you got a veteran in there. Hopefully he can help people, But I just think it's too huge of a thing. And at the end of the day, we just got to win our division.
Yep.
Win our division in the playoffs. Like, I understand people love the 12. Well, now we're going to add a game. But win the division. And also, Julio is used to playing indoors. That dude got used to 8 games at home inside. I don't know how to transition with the whole being outside. Like, people really think that, okay, you can, like, dealing with the weather. Like, it does suck playing in Baltimore. Trust me, I'm out there freezing my ass off. It's cool. Past 2 minutes, we're good. I'm out there. Listen, if I'm cold, they're cold, and I got more shit on. So I really, at the end of the day, I really don't think we're gonna get Julio. If we do, it is what it is. I'm not going too crazy on it. I just need us to win our division and then get over the hump. Hopefully, God willing, that Greg Roman gets his fucking foot out of there.
Well, hopefully, Roman is here next year because we were so amazing and we won it all. Well, maybe that way he leaves too, right? With a coaching job.
Like, and you know what? I'm gonna say. I know I haven't heard anyone say it yet, but I still think Lamar is gonna give the team a friendly discount. I am hopeful.
I don't know, man. I don't blame it.
The number one thing that got me pissed was Dak Prescott got his money. I don't know how he got paid that. I don't know who he has a blackmail video on. Probably Jerry Jones, but he got paid.
So you think he's gonna get less than Dak?
Because this is the problem. You wait, yeah. I think he will. I think he will get paid less than Dak. The problem is this. You use the Tom Brady method. And Lamar said it early. He said it early. He does not mind the way Tom Brady moves in the league. to get weapons around him. The idea is what? To get the most amount of money or to put up a Lombardi? Like, which is it? If it's personal game, I don't see it happening because the Ravens play team football.
Yeah,
There's no
but
eyes in that.
this is his first contract, man.
Yeah.
And you never know, injuries may happen.
Look at the. Okay, there could be some guaranteed money. I'm just saying you're not head cracking the team right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not hitting the cap crazy. I don't know how you could give them bonus money. You know how they like to turn extra money into bonus so they don't have to get hit on the cap. But I think there's a huge possibility Lamar takes a pay cut. Oh, I don't think I saw that press conference. He does not have an agent yet.
He has his mom.
Like a true agent. I'm talking about like a scumbag.
He's not getting
he's
not getting nobody else.
Like a shark in a suit. I'm talking about one of those. You got two O's or A-Rod.
Like a professional. Like a professional.
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, because and look at the way he's answering. He really doesn't want to talk about it. But at the end of the day, Lamar's gonna get shit regardless. If they get too much money, they're gonna talk shit. Oh, you haven't done anything. You got all this money. That ain't done shit. But no one's gonna say that because Lamar has that little stigma. Everyone wants to just shit on him all day, and I get it. He proved you idiots wrong. As long as Lamar's in the league, that's gonna be the constant thing. He's gonna end up being like the Kwame Brown of the NFL. Like it's gonna, but I don't see him popping off on people like.
Let me say this though. I think Lamar is gonna get up between 42 and 45 mil per year. Between 42 and 45 mil per year. That's what he's gonna get. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I know.
Listen, the beer prices are gonna go up in Baltimore. They got good prices.
The big thing is this is why drafting in the next couple of years is critical. Because as Azana put it out, yes, we're gonna probably lose Calais Campbell and Big Baby next year, but who's gonna replace him? Well, the hope is Matabuki is ready to replace Campbell, but who's your nose tackle? All right, we don't have any nose tackles to be replaced. No. And the other thing is, as the other players also with big ticket, they're older, you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna let you go. Well, hopefully you drafted somebody to replace him. If you start giving a lot of draft picks, who's that guy? Again, 42 to 45, and I don't blame him because that would have been. I'll probably be asking like, "Yo, I want as much as I can."
Yeah, realistically, like it doesn't make sense.
Now he might say, "You know what? 10 years, 30 million per year, fully guaranteed." That
you
right?
Think he does a Pujols deal?
Well, Mahomes did a 10-year deal that he can opt out any moment. But if the thing is, because Lamar runs so much, can the Ravens give him a 10-year 300, right, or 350, which is 30 to 35 mil per year, and say, but it's going to be fully guaranteed. Fully guaranteed, doesn't matter what happens. And also, that's a risk for the Ravens because if for some reason he gets injured, cannot play, and you have to eat that salary, you ain't gonna get no other quarterback. You had basically 35 mil tied up to Lamar. So it's a big, it's what you do. But I think that's how you get him to take less. You guarantee more money for X amount of years.
That's right. I can see. One of my last points was watching that press conference. This is back on my defense. Chuck Clark, right? When they asked him the question about watching the rookie game tape, or what was it? Yeah, the rookie mini camp tape, and they're like, "You honestly," I think it was Ryan asked. He was like, "Yeah, you honestly watched it." Like it does make sense. Like at the end of the day, I understand. Like rookies coming in, they're coming after your job, right? Chuck Clark, I think he should be secure about himself, but I understand the professional side of him, like looking into his new teammates. Or possible no teammates, obviously, because he has a lot of input on the defense. I understand he's not a coordinator, but he is like the captain on the defense. He runs, he calls the plays and everything. But I respect it. I thought it was a great move. I'm like, damn, of course, why not? Check out who you got, and you know what they can do. It's a good move. Definitely a good move.
Yeah. No, definitely. So we'll see, right? We'll see with this. But
There's a
Man.
lot of unknowns, man. There's a
Yeah.
lot of unknowns right now, and it's kind of annoying because you're like, what is it? June 1st we're waiting for tomorrow.
Yeah.
After tomorrow, we can stop Julio Watts 2021 because there's no offense. It's getting crazy. It's getting annoying.
Well,
I'd rather talk about actual football, not trade.
dude,
we need to sign
the
a
problem
pass
is
rusher.
there's nothing, right? There's nothing right now until August.
Yeah, there's nothing going on. We
until
are.
August. So,
Man, look at it. Man, look at it. Oh, but shout out also the Ravens are having in-person practices. Like they're gonna open that up.
yes,
I
are
don't
you
know how many
going?
people- Yeah, listen, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna have the laptop, the tablet, my phone, all on the website, and hopefully I can get a parking pass. Because if not, I'm sneaking in. I don't give a shit. I'm over it. I'm over it. That's 2 years. That's 2 years in a row. I try to get in there and they don't let me in. Guess what? I'm pulling up and I'm pulling up with a camera. Fuck it.
Well, let me know if you go. I've been there twice and I love those
Oh, man.
practices. They're awesome.
I just want, man, yeah. Like I said, I didn't officially say, I didn't pay for the ticket, but M&T at the front row, and you see them, and these guys are enormous. I want to see you guys in person, man. I try to get somebody a hug. Obviously, post-COVID, I'm trying to do that right now. But.
I know. Well, hopefully everybody got vaccine.
Yeah.
And, you do your thing.
But it's like, come on. I'm just hyped for football. It's lit. The road trips. Listen, it's gonna be a great season.
I know you're going to a bunch of games, so
Listen, I'm going. Hey, I'm doing the OT right now, stacking the bread. Vegas, I will be there. Will I be in the stadium is the question. I might.
you're going to
I'm
Vegas.
I'm gonna say 75% because I got the money for the ticket because the ticket prices actually dropped. Believe it or not. Pay attention, yo. Check out stuff over here. Ticketmaster be trying to head crack people. I can't stand that shit. Shit. I was like, gonna sell a kidney. But Vegas, Denver, Minnetonka. Minnetonka is Minnesota.
Well, if you go to the
Miami.
Vegas one, man, tag me.
I'm just not. Listen, I'm gonna put it out there right now. I am not going to Pittsburgh. I'm not getting shot at. It's not worth it. I'm sorry.
It's not
Because
good to
I'm
go to
definitely gonna
Pittsburgh.
get loud. I'm gonna get loud. Someone's gonna get in my face, and guess what? They're gonna take it out. But I will. I want to because I will make it out the city. But I'm excited. Wait, here one question. Who's Lamar's backup? Is it still what's his name?
I think it's gonna be Huntley because I think McSorley is gonna be injured for the start of the year.
Yeah, you know what? It was how many plays did McSorley come in for before Poopgate with Lamar?
Huh?
But when Trace got hurt,
Yes.
how many plays was he in for?
Huntley?
No, Trace before Huntley came in.
Trace didn't play much. Maybe 8. I mean, it wasn't much. And then
No,
he tore his.
I was thinking about it. I was like, man, if I came off the bench as a QB, these guys are going full fucking speed at me, and they're trying to rip my damn head off. I was like, damn, I felt really bad for them.
Yeah.
It's just one moment, and then bam, hold that.
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad for Trace, but hey, Huntley played okay. I think there's gonna be a competition between those two. If Huntley plays well enough, you might see Trace being cut next year. I think next year.
And do you think we have another low key, that big type move coming? Like
Another
low-key
pass
big
rusher.
type of thing?
Another pass rusher at some point will come in. Yeah, I think so.
Also, the whole thing with Justin Houston, like how we haven't signed him yet or anything, and he hasn't gone anywhere else. But do you think players really like or teams believe players and like do a non-written agreement, like just hold out for a little bit?
I mean, I think that's what the Ravens did with Villanueva. I'm pretty sure that's what they did with Villanueva. I don't know what Houston, but I think that's what they did with Villanueva. I'm pretty sure.
It's gonna be a great year. It's gonna be a little sketchy too. Looking at these numbers, I get it. I get it. People want to reminisce on their college life. The single numbers look funny to me. And you know what? At the end of the day, I know people got tight about the whole Joe Flacco and Hollywood taking the number 5 and everything. You got to do something with it to get it retired.
Yeah. No, I see the point of people, but the number wasn't retired, so that's
Yeah,
why I don't
they left it
understand
open.
why 52 and 20 are not retired. Those two numbers should be retired. I'm
They should
shocked.
be twice.
So,
Twice. I should be wearing a Hall of Fame jersey. Like,
yep.
and a ring. Yeah, it should be completely retired, but I don't know what they're holding up on.
Yeah.
Sheesh. What? Well, I got a question for you. Will you be making your way over here this season? At least for 1 year?
I doubt it. It's sad, but I doubt it. I have been going to Ravens games every year for the past couple of years. But this year I'm too far. Hopefully, I'm hoping next year they come to London and then I can see them here.
Yeah, hopefully the scoring would happen against Jacksonville in London. That 41 to.
Yeah, no. We don't want that same score. No, yeah, we don't want to.
I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah.
And they got to change the grass because we're not playing on that shit again. Yeah, I paid attention. That grass, fuck that shit.
Hold on, I'll let you go here so I can.
Yo, everybody hit that like. Stop playing. Right, come on.
Take care, man.
All right, man. You too. Stay safe.
Okay, let me say this before I because this is a good question by Adit Mahmoud. Sorry if I butchered your last name, bro. Could Duvernay be part of a trade for Julio? While I would hate to trade Devin, he does have 3 years left on his rookie deal and a third-round value. Devin plus a third or fourth for Julio. I think that would be a great trade. And if Atlanta wants to do that trade, I'd love Duvernay too. But I doubt that he will do it. They will do it, but I think that's a hell of a trade for us. And in 76, be more. Washington is a nice with it. I hope he is our next free safety. He might, but not this year. Nah, he ain't ready for that life this year. I think what they want from Washington, if they see potential in him, can he be the free safety maybe next year? As I think Joker or Clark might not come back. One of those two will not come back this year. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining last year. It was amazing. Thank you for everybody here. Tomorrow, AFC North Talk 545. Please come. We're gonna be ranking wide receivers. It's gonna be fun. Also, if you do me a favor, hit that like. Also, please give me comments down. Will you want Julio? Will you not want Julio? If you don't, what do you want them to do with this cap space? Is there anybody who would like them to trade for? Please give me the comments below. Also, if you want to help the channel, just share with other Ravens fans of the channel. I would love to see all of you guys here next Monday at 5. We're going to be talking about what? Well, we'll see what the week does. Take care, guys. I will see you next time.